Tyler in the chest, severely wounding him. But his ordeal did not end there. Wounded, Tyler then locked himself in a bathroom. Chico police descended on the scene. Officers allege they tried to reason with Tyler, but after roughly an hour, they stormed into the bathroom, guns drawn. First, they unleashed an attack dog who bit Tyler. Then officers forced their way into the bathroom and shot him. All of it captured on body camera footage. And again, what you're about to see is disturbing, so please fast forward if you don't want to watch this part.
Right behind the door.
One officer for sexual relations with a former female police recruit. And KEZI 9 News reporter Jaewon Jung obtained exclusive content through public records requests to show us exactly what happened.
The fallout over a sex scandal has cost another Springfield police officer his job. Initially, Springfield city officials wouldn't confirm whether Sergeant Robert Rosales was fired, but after we submitted a public records request, we learned he was kicked off the force in May, and we also found out why. This memorandum sent from Acting Chief Matt Nywer tells Sergeant Robert Rosales that he's just been fired. Nywer claims that Rosales lied about his role in the department's sex scandal and also sexually harassed several female employees. The memo also says that Rosales didn't know what he was doing was wrong because he wasn't.
Fox 13 investigates exclusive. New police body cam video shows the night a teen was accidentally shot by an Osceola, Arkansas police officer.
That officer was chasing the teen believed to be a suspect in a robbery and kidnapping. Now, we continued to push for answers in this shooting, and we found out the same officer has been suspended 4 times and was even once fired from the police force.
Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre says he found out many residents wouldn't talk to him because they fear retaliation from the police department.
It was hard to find anyone wanting to openly talk on camera about this issue, and here's why. After them seeing Jennifer Eflin's disciplinary file, many of those people told me they believe Officer Eflin has done enough to be arrested and charged for what they consider misuse of office.
Get here.
It's the video of Fox
who ran down a young woman in a parking lot in the Galleria area.
The attack was caught on camera last weekend, a wild and dangerous end to what started as just a night out on the town.
Imagine, despite that hard impact, the woman survived, and tonight, she and her mother are sharing their story only on 2.
Our Keith Garvin is live along Richmond and Sage, where the woman was hit. Keith?
Christine, Chris, it was in this very parking lot.
Intersection. He had 2 stop signs. He sped past all of those at 16 miles an hour over the posted speed, ignoring all warning signs, and actually accelerated through the intersection, hitting us.
The crash report shows there was an open container of beer in his truck, but states officers didn't smell any alcohol in him, and he didn't appear to be drunk. Hartman, though, refused a blood alcohol test.
He knew what protocol was going to be.
Just telling you people, government is out of control. They're not held accountable. They're doing stupid things because they know there's no accountability. They're not losing their jobs. They're not going to prison. They just get to run around and shoot people and go, I was in fear of my life. Sorry. So this officer, not only does he shoot through the door, he then kicks the door and makes entry into the house. So he shoots through the door a man in his own home on a domestic call that he knows the supposed victim has already left the house. And look at the way these cops, why did they respond this way? Because somebody said there was guns inside the house. Because we have made anybody that owns a gun an automatic enemy of the state, and therefore they have to kill you or be in fear of their life. It's freaking total BS, and this is a bad shooting. And not only should this cop have to pay, he should be in jail.
crouched by the front door, yelling, shouting, "Show me your hands, Sheriff's Department." And the client had alleged that he came to the door because he heard someone outside. He started to open the door, and he saw a dog and a guy running at him, and so he closed the door. Shortly thereafter, you hear some sounds, thump, thump. That was the deputy kicking the door, trying to bust the door open, and then quickly thereafter, you hear pow, pow, pow. You hear the gunshots, which were shot directly through the closed front door.
So not only did the cop make unlawful entry when he kicked the door and entered the house, he did an unlawful seizure when he fired through the door in a guy's home where there was no threat to anybody and he never saw a gun or claimed in fear, and the guy was running away because he was shot in the back. I mean, this is like the freaking easy, most unjustified shooting ever. And you know what? They let the guy settle. I'm kind of thinking they probably should have got more of a not settling, but whatever.
And then you hear the sounds of the deputy going in to render first aid to my client, who was shot twice through the hip, 2 or 3 times through the hip area.
So he renders first aid. This reminds me of the whole thing in the Vietnam War where they used to say, you know, we go into a village and we're there to save them, protect them, and win hearts and minds. We shoot and kill every.
Breaking news now. We're looking at a freeway shooting on the 605 freeway. This is in Irwindale. We don't have a lot of details about this, but Sky 2 is overhead. It looks like there's one vehicle that may have crashed into the side there. You see a couple people standing outside of that vehicle and a police officer outside of that. We don't know if anybody has been hurt and what.
Yeah, come on this side. She wants to make the turn and the car just went into the car. Sir, you have your license and registration and insurance? And do you need any medical attention? Okay. Your license is right here. Yeah. So, and then you need to take it out of your phone. Have you had anything to drink today? No? Is there a reason why you're swaying and you're having slurred speech and then you're having difficulty to perform basic directions? You're very cold. Okay. Alright, well, we're gonna have someone respond here in a performance field sobriety test to determine, see if you're okay. You have any medical conditions or anything like that? No problems? Not that you know of? Okay, so just do me a favor, just step right here. I don't want you stepping on any cracks or anything. Just step right here in this box. If you can, just put your feet together and your hands down by your side. Alright, when I tell you to, you're gonna pick which leg, right or left leg. It's your choice, I'm gonna tell you to do either one. What I want you to do is I want you to pick either leg you choose. I want you to pick your foot up approximately 6 inches off the ground. Keep your foot parallel to the ground, and I want you to look down at your toes and count 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Hold on. I'm gonna demonstrate for you. I just need you to stand with your feet together and hands down by your side until I'm done telling you, okay? No problem. So when I tell you to, you'll raise your foot approximately 6 inches off the ground. You look down at your toes. You heard me count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and 3 1,000. And so finally able to show it.
7 Eyewitness News reporter Madison Carter is here to walk this video through with us. And Madison, this video you'll only see on 7. We do need to warn everybody at home. This video is extremely graphic.
It's so graphic, Ashley, and we've described this assault that sent former jail attendant Matthew Descola to prison in detail in a lot of our newscasts, but I have to say it's a lot tougher to watch. We fought for the release of this tape by joining a lawsuit that was first filed by the Buffalo News, but now we can show you what happened that night. It was May 2016 that led the city to reach a $300,000 settlement with the inmate. That happened just yesterday. Okay, we're going to take you to the video right now. You see here Officer Anthony D'Agostino walk in, followed by Sean Porter. You see him facing the wall there. And then you can see Officer Joshua Craig right here follows right behind him. Now take a look. This is Matthew Descola. He is the city lockup attendant. Closes that door and he makes sure that it's locked behind him. This is where it all starts. You see Descola grab Porter, toss him into this room. His shoulder busts through that door, and you see Officer Craig follow behind, laughing and smiling. Watch these tossed to the ground right here and dragged by his arms behind his back into a room. He's dragged feet throughout city lockup into another holding cell. And you can see here, we're going to show you another angle. As he's dragged into that holding cell, look at his head hit the door. Look at the blood you can see on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen there as his face hits that wall. All right, he's being dragged into the cell now. You can see Jasula start to pat him down as they start to remove his pants. They toss his shoes out one by one into the hallway. Again, you see that pile of blood on the corner. And now he starts to pat him down. Watch, look at him standing in his blood here. You see that from when he was dragged into the room on his face. They remove his pants next. And now they unhandcuff him. Look at them. He places his hands up on the wall in this holding cell before they put a separate set of handcuffs on him. And they're restraining him here. You see, no fight. They're putting what looks like a spit guard over his mouth. You can see a little bit of blood if you look at the top left-hand corner. A little bit of blood on that spit guard. That's so that he can't spit at any officers. They drag him backwards out and sit him here. Look as they toss him down into this restraint chair. And now they're strapping his shoulders in, one by one, into this chair that's meant to hold them. And now they're working on his ankles, restraining his ankles in this chair. Again, he's sitting there, arms behind his back. Next, he's dragged to a different holding cell, and that chair is restrained in this holding cell. And now court documents show he was left here for over an hour. No medical attention, just sitting there. And now we're going to watch with a different angle. You can see as he's sitting in this room, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate attendants and officers sitting there playing with their phones. Now he's being brought back out. You can see again, no shoes, no pants on him. But I do want to show you one exchange here. Watch as he's headed out. They're taking the ECMC here. You see an exchange in the room. This woman, the top center of your screen, you can see her shaking her head. There's some sort of exchange. Officer Craig follows in closely behind. You see them exchange some words. She shakes her head as they take him out. And now court documents show they're walking him out here to go to ECMC finally for treatment. Our attorney that worked for more than 2 years to get this video released calls this a victory for the First Amendment.
This was a public record.
He knew her. He thought I finished school, I had good grades. Maybe she's going to give me some money or a present or something. This is late in the evening. He gets in the car. She leaves. She drives him down to Struthers Honey House, which is a business. Pulls him and asks him if he had done something inappropriate with another child that she knows. And he denies it. This supposedly happened a year ago. Did you hear what I said? A year ago. This victim, who is 11 years old now, was 10 at the time. And the other child that was supposed to be involved in this was 12 at the time. So he denies it. At that time, Kristen threatens the child, an 11-year-old child, and says, if you do that again, I'll bury you. She pulls a handgun out from under the seat and shows it to him while she says this. Then she drives him back to his house with a handgun in her lap and lets him out. He's exceptionally upset, so he goes to his room and tells his older brother that Kristen just threatened to kill him. The older brother goes to Mom. Mom notifies the sheriff's office of an armed disturbance, and deputies respond that night. As the investigation unfolds, it's turned over to the detectives. We find out that she has made admissions that she did that. When the young boy, the 11-year-old, is telling the story, he said she threatened to kill me and bury me alive.